Officer Keyne, have we found our lost ship yet?
Not yet, Captain. My initial scans haven't found anything matching the size of the Paladin.
Maybe they fled to the lifeboats? Decrease your radius and parameters to match the size of a Federation-sized lifeboat.
Yes, ma'am.
Officer Barret, I'd like you to begin hailing all channels.
Captain, are you sure the Concordant won't find us?
Out here? Forget about it. No reason for a Concordant ship to be out here. I'm surprised the Paladin's even out here. Now I gave you an order.
Right. This is FSS Vigil searching for survivors of the FSS Paladin. Respond.
Again.
This is FSS Vigil searching for survivors of the FSS Paladin. Respond.
Captain, I found something.
Report.
Well, I found a lot of things, and they're not lifeboats.
What are they?
Remains.
Bring us closer. Gunslinger, go get Zander up. You boys are going Astro.
Roger that, Captain.
Day 5 out of the tubes. 2 crew members dead. A potential murderer on the loose. A lot more shit than I signed up for. I got a sleep-deprived pilot, an alcoholic security officer, a lifeless robot, 2 scientists on the opposite spectrum of useless, and finally a corporate drone that can't differentiate a heart rate from a profit margin. Quite a merry band of misfits we turned out to be. Can't wait to get back in the tube. Captain out.
Well, I don't like you too much, but shit. Looks like it's our job to keep this ship together.
You don't like me? What did I do?
Nothing. I just don't rightly like most people.
Gunslinger, FlyBoy, how are you handling the captain's orders?
Exhibit fucking A. I reckon fine, Corpo. 8 hours, no deaths. When do we get to put up the days without incident sign?
Dark humor is typically linked to an early onset dementia, or possibly a coping mechanism for crippling PTSD.
Exhibit fucking B. I reckon that's what the alcohol was for.
I half expected the pilot to lay down a quip or two by now. Is there something wrong, FlyBoy?
Why would you care?
My undying admiration for underdogs in need of a second chance. Because you're quite literally flying the only way any of us are getting home.
Besides the insomnia, seeing a mutilated body, and getting accused of murder? Fine, I guess.
Maybe you should try a couple barrels of black. That always gets me sleeping like a baby.
I'd rather never sleep again than have a single sip of that moldy, liquefied fruit juice.
It grows on you.
When it comes to drinks made predominantly of mold, I think the last thing you want it to do is grow on you.
Captain, hello. I don't mean to be a bother, but did you finish your reports?
Easy there, sycophant. I ain't actually gonna phase ya. Just had to put you in your place. No odd feelings.
You threatened to blow my pencil-pushing brain out the back of my head.
That I did. So no hard feelings it is. Shift's up. I already stopped by the eggheads. Still glued to that thing. Gave them the orders. You gotta take a leak? You do it now. And get to your closets. Door's locked. And someone needs to stay up.
Why?
Because if anyone else dies, we'll know who did it. Plus, someone's gotta watch the old bucket of sprockets to make sure it ain't a murder machine.
My programming dictates that I cannot harm an organic life form.
Yeah, well, programming can be changed. And I'm willing to bet that of all the languages programmed in that metal noggin of yours, Lanarai is one of them.
This is an acceptable retort.
Good. Now, anyone want to volunteer? Or are we drawing straws?
I'll do it. Ain't like I'm going to sleep anyway. Besides, I'd rather look out at the stars than stare at metal paneling all night.
Then it's settled. Lights out. 20 minutes.
How you doing, boys?
As well as you'd expect.
About as dark as the oceans of the mirror out here. Mind giving us some light?
One moment. I'll try to reroute some power to the outer lights and brighten it up out there.
Can't wait to get to the closest canteen and drink this war under the table.
That shit'll rot your brain, Zander.
Well, it helps me forget that we're fighting a losing battle. When you've seen some of the shit I've seen, you'd understand.
Maybe I will. Hey, any luck on those lats, Keyne?
Bringing them online now.
7 systems.
Warm and bright.
What do you boys see out there?
I don't rightly know. If I had to guess, it's what's left of the Paladin.
Explains why there's no lifeboats.
What do you mean by that?
When Gunslinger said the remains of the Paladin, he wasn't just talking about the ship.
Barret, I want their HUD feeds on view screen now.
Yes, Captain.
Shit.
Looks like the living quarters and the engine room.
The hell could have done this?
I have a theory.
Go ahead, officer.
Best I show you. I want you both to enter the engine bay and retrieve the QPD.
Do as the officer says.
Yes, ma'am.
It's incredible how the artifact reacts to stimuli. All this information in such a small package. Like a brain, freed from its mortal flesh.
Yes, Graves, but you heard the captain. It's time to go back to our rooms.
I'm not a child. I don't need a curfew.
But Graves, we have orders.
I'll go to bed when I'm good and ready. Besides, I think I'm onto something here.
Please, Graves? I...
Afraid to go back to your room alone? Fine. Wait for me in the hallway and I'll fucking hold your hand and take you there.
But...
You're too much of a distraction. Now wait for me in the hall.
Okay. Hello? Is anyone here? Hello? I don't like this. Captain? Gunslinger? Okay, guys, stop playing around. It's not funny. Hello? Oh, thank the 7 systems. It's just you.
What in the 7 systems is going on? You gotta be fucking kidding me. 4 eyes?
So it would seem. Anything snarky to say, Gunslinger?
At least I don't gotta hear the mid-morning lectures anymore.
What's going on? Oh, shit. Another one?
Yep, and I think Corpo's got some splaining to do.
Me? You can't possibly think it was me.
Yeah? Well, who else has access to override a lockdown?
This is a ruse.
Nah, he's got a point, Corpo. You got top-level clearance and direct access to Doc.
You and the captain also have direct access to Doc.
Everyone, just shut the fuck up. This is a hallway. We have cameras. We'll just roll the tape back.
I'm sorry, Captain, but it appears that my security feed has been tampered with.
How much did we lose?
Enough to remove any kind of incriminating evidence.
Fuck.
Where in the 7 systems is Graves?
It looks like he's with the artifact.
Corpo, open that door.
Right.
Graves, you mind telling me what you're doing in there when we've got a dead body out here?
What? Oh, God, 4 eyes! I was supposed to walk her back to her room, but now she's...
Yeah, but she won't be walking anymore.
Let's hear it, Graves. Any damn good reason for you to disobey a direct order and pull a midnight shift?
Oh, I was lost in my work. Time had gotten away from me.
Yeah, well, that's what got 4 eyes killed.
By the looks of it, it weren't Graves' work that got her killed. It was Graves himself.
Me? She never did anything to me. I would never do such a thing.
It ain't looking good for you, Graves.
Say the word, Captain. I'll send him into the void myself.
Would you all please calm yourselves? Whether or not Graves is a murderer is irrelevant. We are not vigilantes. He must stand trial back in the 7 systems. Besides, he's the only person left that can finish this mission.
Your eggheads back at AstroTechnica can finish this mission.
Enough, all of you. FlyBoy, you aren't off the hook. You were the only other person out of lockdown. And as much as I hate to admit it, the Corpo is right. So since you two are our prime suspects, you both will be locked in your stations. Corpo, you take Doc back to engineering and have him run a full diagnostic on himself. I want whatever information we can salvage, so we can finally get to the bottom of this.
But Captain, a full diagnostic could take days. Doc is our only means of surveillance.
And that's why Gunslinger and I will be in the security room, watching everything. So bolt down your vents and do your tasks. Then we can all go home. Slinger, grab 4 eyes and let's get her in the tubes with Dex. Dead or alive, they're getting what's owed to them by AstroTechnica.
Right, Captain. Captain?
Yes, Slinger?
Something's, carved into her. Looks like that gibberish coating Dexter's wall.
Let me see that! It says, the Vestige does.
Does what?
That's it. That's all it says.
What could it mean?
It doesn't matter what it means. You were given orders. Get them done.
Seems my hypothesis was correct. It seemed the ship was being torn apart by a malfunctioning QPD.
That doesn't make any sense. What person in their right mind would go quark with a malfunctioning QPD? We all know the risks.
Perhaps it wasn't them at all.
What do you mean by that?
Those concordant bastards or something else. If I had to guess, a sleeper agent probably blended in with the crew. Wired the damn thing to phase during jump.
Shit. All those people. Gone.
In the most brutal way possible.
Captain, there was nothing we could have done. They were long dead.
Yeah. You're right.
Every bone snapped. Skin just melted away. The looks on their faces, or what was left of them.
I told you. We're fighting a losing war.
Let's get back to command and report this. Maybe some drinks on Halcyon during shore leave will do us some good.
Sounds good to me.